Hey, viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist, and welcome back to Sir, You Are Being Hunted. Phil's joining me via Skype. How you doing, Phil?
Hello, yes. Back for a bit more of So You're Being Hunted fun. Obviously, the last time I joined, we did some interesting questions.
Indeed, we do.
That was chosen. And we had a good discussion about some various different topics and questions, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that was a good discussion. That one. It was quite, some quite profound subjects that we covered.
Yeah, and I think we'll have another go.
Yeah.
At the list that I had here of various different ones. I can't remember what the numbers were for the last ones that we did, but
I'm sure
we'll come across them
again.
Yeah,
we'll sure we'll remember which ones we answered.
So it's 350 questions in here. So start us off, Andrew. Give us a random number.
Okay, 236.
136.
236.
236. Right.
There you go.
So question number 236, which shall start off with today, is okay. Question 236 is: if you lived in a virtual reality world of your own creation, what would it look like?
Ooh, okay. That's an interesting one.
Isn't it just?
Yes.
So, start us off.
Oh gosh. There's a couple of possible ideas for how I might want it to. There's actually a few, in fact. So just the immediate three that sort of come to mind. Either I think I'd want the graphics to kind of maybe look like something out of Rayman 3, perhaps something fairly sort of sparkly and magical. Or perhaps...
it's a bit cartoony, though.
Yeah, a bit cartoony, but you know what? It's your virtual reality. You can make it look however you want it to look.
However you want it,
yeah. Or alternatively, if not that, maybe I'd model it after Hillis and Beyond Good and Evil. I don't know.
Oh, okay, that's an interesting... Yeah.
Or alternatively, if I wanted to be really wacky, maybe I'd imitate a Danganronpa art style and just have it as like very colourful and very weird. That would be very trippy, but it'd be quite funny. Yes.
Would you get stuck in that world? That'd be the interesting thing. I think is it Sword Art where they in a virtual
Sword Art
get
Online?
Stuck in there.
Yeah, that's the one where it's like a big virtual reality online sort of game, and they all get trapped in it.
That's not what you want. You certainly don't want to be trapped in something like that.
No, you don't. You don't indeed. So yeah, that's probably my answer. Actually, well, a set of answers rather to that particular question, because I think like I say, you've got a virtual reality, and I think a lot of people would probably just sort of go for fairly generic kind of realistic graphics. But hey, it's a virtual reality. You can do what you want with it, and if you're creating it, why not make it nice and wacky and interesting?
Yeah, there's many things you can do as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
If it's of your own creation.
Indeed.
What sort of features would you have going on in your virtual reality?
I think I'd. I mean, if you're going to have a little virtual reality world, you probably want some forms of entertainment within it. So, you might have some little like games within a virtual reality that you could do, or actually an interesting one. That do you remember? Have you ever heard of Gmod Tower?
Gmod Tower.
Yeah,
it sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's like a old sort of game mode on Gary's Mod where you get sort of like an apartment and you have to like decorate it out, and you obviously can buy from a huge list of props and things like that. So maybe you do something along those lines. Give yourself like, like a big house or something in your virtual reality, and then just, programming an absolute.
Well, it's also very Sims like that as well.
True, yeah.
But very Sims, yeah, where they can shape their house to what they want. Obviously, you have to buy most of the products, but
yeah. Indeed, but for some reason I just thought of Gmod Tower then. It was just random, but yeah, interesting because I've obviously never played a Sims game before, so that wasn't my first thing.
Yeah, I've played the Sims 2, which I found interesting. Yeah, there is like a story mode, but you can create your own Sims in house and send them off on careers and things like that. Very interesting. I did enjoy it when I played. So what sort of just think what sort of virtual reality I would like.
Yeah. What would it
I
look
suppose.
like for you?
What was that? Sorry.
So I was to say, what would it look like for you? How would you want it to look, or what would you want to do in there?
I mean, I'd like a world where you could just. I suppose what would be an interesting one would be something like Scribblenauts.
Scribblenauts, yeah.
Where whatever you think just comes into existence. That would just be really cool. Just like even if it's just a normal, mundane place, like your own world that you're in now, but whatever you think of just can like pop up into view.
Indeed.
Just like you think, oh, I could do with a chocolate bar right now. Ping!
It's right there.
And just falls in front of you.
Indeed.
And then you wouldn't have to. I suppose in that sense, you wouldn't have to ever worry about going to a supermarket to get anything.
No.
you could just
magic it up.
Imagine it up, or even have the ability of maybe teleportation.
Yeah.
So when you feel like, you know what, I feel like going to Cuba right now, and you just go bing, and you're there.
Yes.
Yeah. That would be interesting for me, but in a sort of virtual reality sense.
Yeah.
Maybe what would be an interesting one, since you're virtual reality, is trying various. You can try whatever other jobs would be around.
Indeed.
Just thinking about, what would it like to be to work as a forklift driver? Ping! Oh, you just
yeah.
In a world.
Indeed, you could program yourself all the forklift trucks that you could ever desire, Phil.
I know, yeah. You could do things like that. I mean, it's your world. You can see it how you see fit.
Yeah, exactly.
So shape it to what you want.
Indeed.
Ping! Oh.
Ooh. What pinged into existence just then, Phil? For you?
Ping!
Something crazy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you essentially it's a way of like you've won the lottery, because you could just ping anything into existence that you wanted, and you wouldn't have to worry about money.
Indeed.
Or anything like that, would you?
Absolutely, yeah. So that's a little bit of a good opening question to start us off. What do you think? I never really thought about that before. Virtual reality, and what would if I had total control to make one of my own? What would it be like? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's have a question. I like these questions. These are really good. Let's.
Why don't you pick a number this time?
No, okay, Google. Pick a number between 1 and 300. Are you going to?
Is it going to do it?
Okay, Google. Pick a number between 1 and 350.
Is Google functioning today, Phil?
Why is it not doing anything?
Well,
Okay, Google.
I'm trying for
Pick
the third
a number
time.
between 1 and 350. There we go.
Has it finally worked? Oh, there you go.
Right.
Did I hear 228?
Okay. No, 328.
Oh, 328, okay.
Right, okay, 328. Let's have a look at what number that's going to be. Okay, 328. Here we are. Okay, what are some of the dumbest lyrics you've heard in a song?
Oh gosh, actually, that's a tough one.
It's a tough one, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one for me, because obviously I don't listen to a huge number of songs.
I know, but there are some that you do, some easy listenings and things like that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, is there any that are dumb, though? As in, like, they don't make sense, or...
Well, I know one that's classed by many people as weird, doesn't really make a huge amount of sense. It's in the song Africa by Toto.
All right.
And I believe the lyric is, sure as Kilimanjaro rises over the Serengeti, sure as Kilimanjaro rises like a... Oh, what is it? Sure as Kilimanjaro rises like a... what is it? Oh, no, I should know the lyric to this. This is very bad.
Not coming to yet?
Hang on. I'm just researching it. Africa.
He's doing a quick Google.
Toto lyrics.
Search.
Yes, here it is. As sure as Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the Serengeti.
Yeah, I can see why that's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, many people do find that one a bit strange, that particular lyric in there. And I can understand, so I'd probably go for that one. But I do like the song. The song is a really, really good song, Africa by Toto. But it's that particular lyric that people find a bit strange. Because how can a mountain rise above that? Kilimanjaro, for those who don't know, is the highest mountain in Africa. I believe it's in Tanzania. Olympus is supposed to be the Greek god, and the Serengeti is a famous national park.
Indeed, in Africa.
In Africa, and I believe it's in Tanzania as well. But yeah, a mountain can't really... last time I checked, mountains can't really do much in the way of movement.
Yeah, indeed. I was sort of also thought kind of the dumb part of that is just saying it's kind of like Olympus, given that they're two entirely different mountains.
Yeah,
indeed. But yeah, I can sort of see why people maybe find that one a bit weird.
Any other lyrics that you've got from songs that you think are a bit strange? Don't have to necessarily be dumb, but
strange. God, I'm really trying to rack my brains here. For like you say, not just necessarily dumb, but just ones that are a bit odd or peculiar.
Strange, yeah.
I can't think of any.
No, none are springing to mind.
None are springing to mind for me, but that's, like I say, partly because I'm not a huge music kind of person.
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries. Well, we'll move on to another one. That one's sort of a good one. Okay, Google. Pick a number between 1 and 350. Right.
Here's a random number, 193.
Okay.
193, did you say?
193. Right, let's zoom to that one.
193 it is.
Right. 193. Oh, this was okay. What fashion trend makes you cringe or laugh every time you see it?
Oh, okay.
Now, I've watched many of your videos, and you go, and there's many things where you go, oh, the 1970s, the year that
yes,
got.
Indeed. Yeah, 70s, that kind of era is definitely one in there that I look at and I think, my God, how was that ever fashionable? Like brown and orange and all that.
Yeah, there was some interesting. Was the 70s the one with the famous? Was it neon leg warmers?
Or was that the 80s?
Was that
might have been the 80s.
I think that might have been the 70s because it's ABBA.
Yeah.
And they had obviously the weird jackets as well.
Yeah.
All the neon.
Yeah.
Outrageous jackets that people wore when they went skiing.
Yeah. I know that they did have that sort of thing in the 80s as well, so maybe it was kind of like a spanning one that kind of started in the 70s and just went through. But yeah, I mean, like other things, speaking of like the 80s as well, that had its own share of, slightly odd fashion choices, like padded suit jackets with padded shoulders and things like that.
Yeah, oh God, yes, yeah. Mate, what are you, a bloody football player?
Yeah,
American football player, yeah, 'cause they wear shoulder pads a lot. Yes. I mean, bloody, also I would say that the one that always made me cringe was that when snap bracelets were all the rage.
Oh, snap bracelets.
Snap bracelets, yeah.
Yeah.
So you just slapped around your wrist and it would actually curl around your wrist.
Yeah.
What was all that about?
Yeah, I never really got that either, to be honest.
Is that? Do you remember when it was all about Scoobies?
Scoobies, oh my God, that was in high school. Good
yeah,
Lord.
I remember that. Good God, when that became a trend.
Yes.
But
and then there was me sat on the sidelines and not really getting it.
And then there's all these latest fashion trends like jorts and jean shorts and people who wear their like sort of like jean legging things down. Oh, what's going on? What's going on with all this?
I know.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that sometimes thing that guys would do where they wear like the pants, but they like wear them like really fucking low.
Oh God, yeah.
What was that about?
Belt.
I know. It just looks weird.
No, it
very
doesn't look
strange.
right at all.
Yeah, very bizarre. But there's definitely some fashion trends there that I never really got personally.
No, they were interesting fashion trends.
Oop.
They were laughing. Yeah. Okay, time for another random number. Andrew, give us one.
A random number coming right up. 61.
Oh, 61.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look what 61 might be. So 61 is. What's the funniest joke you know by heart?
Ooh, okay, right. I mean, there are ones that I could recite which are very inappropriate and which I'm not therefore going to recite. But one of the first ones that came to mind was a silly one, actually, that I remember from my college years.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So it's a little bit of a story. Once upon a time, Phil, there was a pirate captain, and every time his pirate ship used to go into battle, he would wear a red shirt. And his crew never understood why he would wear a red shirt. So one day the bosun asked him, "Captain, why is it that when we go into battle you wear a red shirt?" To which the captain said, "Well, it's so that if I get injured, you don't see me bleeding." So he thought, okay, sounds, like it makes sense. Then suddenly a ship appears on the horizon and it's approaching them. The captain sees it and his eyes widen and he says, "Oh shit, fetch my brown pants, bosun."
Oh,
That's a terrible one. It's not. It's a bit shit, but yeah. I mean, pun not intended then. But yes.
Yeah, I've got a dumb, interesting joke actually.
Yeah, go on.
Well, actually, I've got two, which
Okay.
I'll. One is just a simple, short one.
Okay.
A son goes up to his dad and goes, "Dad, why is your hair green?" And the dad puts his hand through his nose up to his hair, goes, "Don't know, son."
Wait, so say again. So, why is your hair green? He puts his hand up through his nose, you say?
Yeah, and rubs his hand up his nose onto his hair.
All right. Oh god, I'm being dumb. Having a dumb moment. Go on,
So his hair's
explain.
full of snot because he's just rubbed his hand
Of course,
up through
yeah.
his nose on his hair.
Ah, I see. Right.
God, when you have to explain a joke.
I know, terrible, isn't it?
No,
When
the
I'm
other
too
one
dumb.
falls into the sort of dumb blonde
Right, yeah.
joke. So there's three people who are on top of the building, and so we've got a brunette, a blonde, and a redhead. Okay.
Okay.
A magical genie appears at the top of this and says, "I am going to make a slide. And when you slide down this slide, whatever you shout out, your shout out will appear when you reach the bottom of the slide."
I think I see where this one's going. We'll go on, yeah.
Yeah, this one.
I think so, yeah.
The brunette goes down first and says £1 million. So they reach the bottom and £1 million has appeared. Oh, isn't that lovely? The redhead goes up next and says, "I want a loving and happy life and a husband." We reach the bottom and they get that, and they got the husband with them. The blonde walks up to the slide, accidentally trips, falls head over heels, tumbles all the way down the slide, goes, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. I thought so.
Good one.
I think I've heard sort of variations of that. I remember back when I was a kid, back in the day, it was an Englishman and a Scotsman and an Irishman, because of course, do you remember those like variants on it? It was basically the same joke. Yeah, indeed.
Same sort of style joke. So that's the some good ones. Okay, okay, Google. Pick a number between 1 and 350. What have we got?
Here's a random number, 153.
153. Right, let's see what 153 is.
Hopefully not one that we've had already.
Yeah. And it is one we've had already. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the what has been blown way out of proportion.
Yeah, we answered that one. Yeah.
I'm going to pick 245.
245.
See, that is one we definitely haven't picked. So number 245 is, okay, what's the weirdest crush you've had?
Ooh, okay.
So that's 245.
What's the weirdest crush I've ever had? I think I'm going to have to really cast my mind right back to childhood here in order to find one that's weird. It's probably like some, character from like a flipping kids show or something somewhere that probably.
Yeah, that is a thing, isn't it? Where you, I know there's the people. Who is it now? Oh God, who's that character from? The Lola Bunny.
Lola Bunny. That's a common one. I've heard a lot of people say that, when they were a kid, they had a crush on Lola Bunny. I'm trying to remember. I feel like there is one, but I'm trying to remember.
People go for things like that, for fairies, maybe for anime characters. Is there any weird crush you had when you were younger, maybe? Or weird crush you've had now, even?
Don't know about now. I'm trying to think. I feel like there is one when I was a kid. I have some memory somewhere, but I'm trying to drag it out. Who was it, or what was it, or whatever? Like I say, it probably was like an anime character or something, or a character from some game or show or something.
Well, it won't have been an anime character because you weren't into anime back then.
True, actually, yeah, it won't have been.
Got introduced.
True, yeah. Oh shit! Who was it?
I think as well. It's quite difficult.
There is one. I'm telling you now. I feel like there is one, but I'm trying to.
The Explorer.
No, God, no.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh dear.
I'm trying to think. Did I have a weird crush on someone, a fictional character? Sometimes you might get that image from a book.
Yeah, you might do.
Sometimes that's why films based off books can ruin it for you, because obviously you've got your own image, but they then present their own image. I know the big thing when people were younger was Hermione Granger.
I was just thinking then about Harry
Harry
Potter
Potter.
girls. If there's any of them, maybe, because it could well have been. You never know. Actually, I suppose. Yeah, actually, I won't say it was a crush, but I certainly, as a teenager, when I was probably, I don't know, like 17 or something, Emma Watson, probably.
Emma Watson. I
Yeah.
suppose so. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a weird one. That I mean, she's an attractive woman, so
Yeah, she's certainly attractive now, I tell you.
yes, indeed.
Okay, well, that's an interesting question there.
Yeah.
Time for you, Andrew, to give us another
Okay.
one.
But you haven't said yours, Phil. Did you have any weird crushes, or are you sort of in the same kind of ballpark as me?
Well, I did sort of really.
Oh, okay,
I said
yeah.
Harry Potter, but things
True,
like that.
yeah.
But yeah, it's a
All right.
difficult one. But,
Yeah. It's a tough one because you have to really cast your mind back there. So yeah, it'll probably come to me actually after the recording session. I'll probably sit there and think, "Oh shit, yeah, that character
Thinking of that
who I'd
character,
forgotten about." Yeah. All right, number. You know what? I'll go with my vitality stat right now and say 26.
Oh, okay, 26.
Yeah. 26.
Okay. 26. Who do you go out of your way to be nice to?
Ooh, who do I go out of my way to be nice to? Well, I mean, one that I think of straight away is like call centre workers. If I ever have to call someone up.
Oh God,
On,
yeah,
like, tech
I'm
support or
totally with you
something.
on that one.
Yeah.
'Cause I used to be one myself.
Indeed,
I
yeah.
used to be one myself, and I understand the pain of,
Yeah.
of what they have to do.
It's not a nice job. So, like for example, if I ever had to like ring up the customer helpline for my bank or something, and I would always actually go out of my way just to be very thankful and complimentary to them.
On top of
Yeah.
that, I'm going to say, especially since the horrible effects of the pandemic, retail staff.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh my God, I'm always out the way with the things they've had to cope with.
Yeah, exactly.
And the things they've had to do. Yeah, we explain more about that in our lessons from the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to watch that, So You're Being Hunted,
Indeed.
watch that as well. But yeah, retail, especially when they got. Especially that horrific moment, which we explain about more in the lessons from the pandemic episode, where they got shoved aside
Oh yeah,
so people could get their toilet paper.
indeed. Just people treating them like shit. It's
Retail
just-
workers, 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
I will always be nice to them.
Oh yeah,
always.
definitely. So like retail workers, call centre
Delivery
workers,
drivers,
delivery.
'cause
Yeah,
They've had to come out and.
yeah,
And if you think about it, if delivery drivers, end up with the wrong order. I mean, it's not their fault.
Indeed.
They just took what the
yeah.
takeaway and then put it into their little box.
Yeah, it was the person responsible for wrapping it up at the takeaway joint who possibly has just put the wrong label on it or something, or
Exactly.
given them the
You
wrong
don't
one.
be, excuse me, I didn't get my chips.
My chips, yes. I always say like waiting on staff as well.
Yeah,
that's another one who you should
absolutely.
probably be very nice to, because Lord knows they sometimes have to put up with a lot of shit.
Yeah,
Indeed.
waiting staff absolutely have to. Yeah, because they've
Yeah.
got to serve the tables, make sure everything's nice,
Yeah,
and they're being in an environment where there's food all the time.
I know.
So I'm surprised they don't get they're like constantly hungry.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing is, I remember back in my sort of days working in booze cafe and all that. I think you sort of get used to it after a while. At least I did. So yeah, eventually you just sort of learn how to kind of tune out the smells a bit, so you're not really focused on them.
Oh, is that what you did?
Yeah, sort of like that. Indeed.
Tune out the smells. Yeah, that makes sense. Okie dokie. Right. It's time for another
Yeah.
question. Okay, Google. Pick a number between 1 and 350.
Here's a random number.
Right.
Which number was that?
148.
148. Okay. What do we got?
Who do you feel like you know, even though you've never met them?
Oh, okay. So this is interesting. This is kind of getting into almost like parasocial relationship sort of thing.
Yeah. So it could be like celebrity.
Yeah.
Or,
I mean, I guess it's like maybe some people who I watch on YouTube. I mean, like Yogscast members probably.
yeah. I suppose you could feel like you sort of got the bond, haven't you?
Yeah, you've sort of got that sense of, I feel like I know that person, even though actually, really, you don't. But like I say, it's that kind of parasocial relationship thing where you have to be careful, because at the end of the day, you don't really actually know that person at all. They're just a personality on a screen.
Yes, that yes, that is. I suppose that's good with films as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you feel like you know, because you're getting with their life and everything.
Indeed.
Especially when they're talking about various different topics.
Yeah, but it's very much obviously like a one-way sort of relationship in the sense that, you know a lot of stuff about them, but because they don't know you, they don't even know you exist. So it's like, you have to. It's always that thing of, always making sure to remember that at the end of the day, like I say, they are just a person on a screen. They're not a friend. They're not somebody you know.
No,
like
that's
that,
right.
Indeed, because obviously some people do have that sort of thing where sometimes they struggle to kind of realise that.
Yeah, that's especially as well in the I will also say in the porn industry.
Oh god, yes.
Where,
oh god,
where the guys feel they've got a relationship with the girls.
Yeah, it reminds me of some of like those FMLs we used to read. There's one of that. What was it? That one time there was like a dude who'd spent so much money like buying porn of like one particular actress. To the point where he actually thought
get a relationship.
Yeah, it's just like Jesus Christ.
It's not going to happen.
Indeed,
it ain't going to happen, mate. Sorry, it's not going to happen.
No, it's just a job for her.
Job, absolutely. That's why she's acting. Okay, nice, interesting question. Right, we'll do two more. One from me, one from you. So pick one.
Let's say number 3.
Right. So question number 3 is: what food have you never eaten but would really like to try?
Okay. So, yeah, there's probably... Yeah, actually, I can think... now, there is a type of cuisine that I would probably want to try at some point. I'm trying to remember what country it is. It's something like maybe... It's somewhere in Africa. It might be like Ethiopian or something.
Ethiopian cuisine, right.
Yeah, because I think that's like a lot of like breads and meats, where like you do like a lot of like crusty bread and you like scoop it out to like get up the gravy and the meat and things like that in it. And it actually does sound quite nice, but I don't think I've ever tried it. And it's probably quite spicy, but I'm sure there'll be like variants of it that aren't too spicy. But
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
you'd like to try a bit of Ethiopian meal.
Yeah, something like that. Something a bit different.
Yeah, it's always good to try something a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know that with Indian cuisine, they actually eat with their hands, don't they?
Right,
I believe. And they use like the naan bread and everything and the chapatis to actually scoop it up.
Indeed, yeah.
They scoop up the rice and the curry.
Yeah.
So they do eat a lot with that. I'm just thinking what food I'd like to try. You know what? You know what I would say? That's seeing it because obviously you know how I've got a big seafood thing.
Oh yeah,
I've got a big love for seafood, but I have never actually tried sushi.
Sushi.
Yeah, I've never actually tried sushi, and I would like to give it a go. So I know obviously you've got the ones in the supermarkets.
Yeah.
I suppose if you went to an actual if you went to a Japanese restaurant, that would be worth it. I don't know where the nearest Japanese restaurant is around here.
Because the thing is, like,
better go to Japan.
The actual supermarket sushi obviously is like a very westernized version of it, so
it will be, but it'll still be relatively decent.
Yeah,
I should give it a whirl because I'm a massive fan of seafood.
Indeed.
To the point where if someone said to me, "Right, you're never allowed to eat chicken, beef, lamb, pork again," that'd be fine.
Yeah,
I could
you'd be
easily
okay
be a
with it.
pescatarian. I could easily be,
Indeed.
Although pescatarian's weird because like, no, I'm not going to eat any meat. Yet I will eat fish.
Yeah.
But fish is a meat. But yeah, because they have all sorts of different things. Like they've got salmon on it, and then you've got little bits of tuna.
Yeah.
Maybe I should
little
give
California
it a whirl.
rolls and things like that.
I should definitely go and give it a whirl. Maybe actually try and go to a Japanese restaurant.
Yeah.
And see what they have there. I know that in some Japanese restaurants they have like a conveyor belt.
Yeah, they do.
And it constantly goes round. And you just pick a little bit from each one.
Yeah.
And put it on your plate.
Nice.
Coupled with a bit of soy sauce and horseradish. Yes, it is horseradish, everyone, and it's not wasabi. Wasabi is too expensive to actually produce. So the wasabi, inverted commas, what you have is actually just horseradish.
Oh, dearie me. The great wasabi conspiracy.
One thing I definitely don't give a go is fugu.
Oh no, that's like
sorry,
one that's dangerous.
Especially trained chefs for that.
Yeah.
If they fuck up, you're dead.
Indeed, yes. Dead like, well, not like Homer Simpson because he survived, but almost dead like Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, final question, and I will choose it. I'm going to choose 310.
310. Okay.
Yeah, that was my last one, so right at the bottom here. Right,
310.
310. So our last question for this time
is...
right. Okay. What profession doesn't get enough credit or respect?
Ooh.
Now we mentioned a few earlier, which I would say retail staff, waiting on staff,
call centre
definitely
employees,
deserve a lot more respect.
Indeed,
call centre employees definitely deserve a lot more respect, especially since the pandemic. Can you think of any else that might
I would also add to that, like cleaning staff, janitorial people.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. As well as janitorial staff and garbage. Bin men, street sweepers, because they get ridiculed all the time. Like, you working in a shitty job, you get shitty pay. No, actually, bin men actually do get paid quite a bit.
Yeah, because it's one of those jobs that somebody's got to do it, so you might as well try and pay them well.
They definitely need more respect and more credit for them.
Yeah. What about like sewage workers who work in water treatment facilities?
Oh good God, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They definitely need some credit.
Them absolutely sewage workers. They working in people's shit and piss all day. And if people start flushing down the toilet the wrong things, because people flush down all. It's like tampons and condoms and all
wet wipes, stuff like that.
Wipes, yeah,
stuff that you're not supposed to. Yeah.
And they have to deal with it as well. Being that horrendous sludge and slime. And
would you want to be the sewage worker, Phil, who has to go down into the sewer and clear out a fatberg because people have been constantly chucking wet wipes and things down?
Oh God, yeah, absolutely.
Ugh, no thanks.
Just absolutely disgusting. Yeah, the fast food workers.
Oh yes,
because they're getting the hot minimum wage as well, and they're having to work, and they probably smell as well because they're in front of the deep fat fryers all day.
Greasy smell.
Yeah, because the deep fat fryers will be working all day, and they have to be in front of them, so they'll start to smell like mad. Because I've when you go into a fish and chip shop and you stand there for quite a while, when you come out, you actually do start smelling a bit like the fryers. And imagine having to sit in front of it. And if you don't turn up hungry, because if you're in front of them all day as well.
Yeah, indeed. Well, I think that's probably a good place to wrap it up there, Phil?
Yeah, we've done some good questions. I like these questions. They've been really good.
Save them. We can do more next time you're with me.
Absolutely.
Indeed. So, let us know in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, any of your thoughts in response to any of the questions that were asked there. Let us know your embarrassing childhood crushes so that we can laugh and poke fun at you.
How rude.
Dearie me. And you can't cop out and say Lola Bunny, ladies and gentlemen. No. No, it's got to be something embarrassing like Porky Pig or Daffy Duck or something.
Oh, God. Yeah, imagine those.
Dearie me. Yes, or Marvin the Martian, who knows. Right, yeah, but... other than that, Facebook and Twitter links down below, along with the link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested. If you enjoyed, the likes always appreciated and all that jazz. Thanks for joining me, Phil.
Hey, I love doing these questions. We'll do some more next time.
Indeed. Goodbye, everybody. We've got to be on the bridge now. There's a freaking ship's wheel over there. Oh, yeah. That must have just come out over there, actually, as well. Alright. There's an hatch or something here. What's this? That doesn't go anywhere. Well, actually, it's about a trapdoor that maybe opens up. We might need to pull the block out, actually. To think of it. Alright, hold on. Let's have a look around here, see what the deal is. What's this? Ammo. There's ammo over here. Gimme. Auto pistol stuff. I've got the enemies, so just leaving everything around for me to find. Okay. God, where are we now? This whole area is just a wonky mess, isn't it? Well, it is a shipwreck. Oh my God.